Welcome back to What's Up Stratford. Joining me next is Constable Michael Garniss. Thank you very much for joining me all the way from the Mitchell OPP.
I'm glad to be here.
Constable, tell us about a couple months ago, you received a provincial award. Tell us about that.
So I received an accolade for impaired driving with the OPP. It was an award received from 2022. So yeah, I got it just a few months ago.
So congratulations on that. I think that if the numbers were there, you were number 2 in the province for impaired driving charges. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So impaired driving, what really is it now that we have cannabis legalized? So just give us an overview of what that is.
So impaired driving is not just alcohol; it's also drug as well. So that yeah, it brings marijuana into it as well, or cannabis, but it's also the illicit drugs, fentanyl, methamphetamines, cocaine. Could be prescribed drugs as well. Someone's overusing or shouldn't be driving while they're on some prescribed medication. So impaired driving has quite a broad range outside of alcohol.
So I think it's fairly prolific that people are driving still impaired. Why?
That's a question that I can't answer. There's a lot of messages out there to stop impaired driving. There's the resources available, advertising, cab companies. There's Uber, there's Airbnbs everywhere. There's, staying the night. This message is being broadcasted quite frequently, yet people are still not getting the message and still drinking and driving. The OPP is big in setting up ride programs, festive rides, especially during the holiday months and long weekends. But we're still seeing quite a large amount of people driving impaired.
Yeah, part of it's education. Are you going into the school systems or someone in your detachment going in and just continuing with the education side of things?
Yeah, so we do have a school resource officer here in Perth County that goes into the schools and high schools and public schools and passes that message along. We also have members in our community response unit that also iterates this message out, and there's also officers that are doing ride programs daily that are also spreading this message.
It should be known that this is a criminal charge if ultimately convicted. What does that mean for people's lives going forward in terms of what I would call a simple, not a simple, but a silly mistake to drive while impaired?
So yes, this is a criminal, so it comes with, it all depends on what their conviction is, whether they could lose their license for a year, which is common for their first offense. It could be longer, up to 3 years to 5 years, or it could lose their license permanently, 10 years or for life, depending on how many convictions they had or the severity of the involvement of what they were involved with. Whether there's an accident or some fatality or an injury, it could be quite lengthy.
And that was where I was going. If there was a collision or a fatality, would that involve possible incarceration?
It could possibly be. That's one of the sentences in the criminal code, but it's all based off what the Crown and the defense, the route that they want to go.
So to keep you on the road safely as well, because you're driving through the night, so to speak, and other people are, what would be just a good message to get out to people?
Plan ahead. It's the message has been broadcasted daily. I hear it on the TV. I hear it on the radio all the time. Plan ahead. If you're going to drink and drive, or you're going to consume drugs or alcohol or anything that's going to impair your ability to operate a motor vehicle, just plan ahead. Spend the night. Call a cab. All those resources are out there, and in the long run, calling a cab for a ride home is a lot cheaper than the penalties that you're going to get for getting caught with impaired driving.
And lastly, now that we're getting into spring, what would be some good safe driving tips that you have to keep a road safe?
Just make sure your vehicle is equipped for the highway, safety, watch the speed limit, slow down, and just be cautious when you're on the highway. It's better to get there safely than get there quickly.
That's well said. Constable Mike, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for keeping our roads safe in Perth County.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next is Jen Anderson. We're going to talk about the real estate market.